suppose you are wondering why I am dressed as an old Jewish warrior. Well, it's a little story that goes back 3 years. I heard this piece of music. In fact, it was Dave Dron's fault on the bass. He lent me this piece of music, and I said, I must take that to the Roses Theatre for the Christmas concert. This is a story from a long time ago, how the promise of the Lord came true. When the children of Israel found the promised land, complete with milk and honey, and a view. To get to this place took quite a little time. Well, it took 40 years to be exact. But a leader like Joshua could get his people there, even though a map and compass he lacked. Moment arrived when the River Jordan was in view. Joshua and company were on the east side in a quandary as to what to do. You see, across the water, just down the road, was the promised land, we know. But there was a little problem, a tiny obstacle. It was a city called Jericho. A little problem. It was really more of a minor hassle. Well, actually, it was a real headache. In fact, the city of Jericho was a major obstacle. Can I be honest? It was a threat to the future of Israel. Why, this fortress was a classic example of a monumental edifice of logistical impregnability. It was, well, you want to talk bricks, you want to talk rocks, you want to talk about thick hunks of wood holding this thing all together. Well, I mean, if you were to look up obstacle in the dictionary, it would say, see Jericho. Well, they didn't have anything to get through it, you know. It's not as if they had a missile or a bomb. Maybe if they had that, they might have had a prayer, but that was then, and this is now, and, well, you get the picture. The human odds were not on Israel's side, but they crossed the River Jordan nonetheless. For Joshua knew, and his people did too, if God was with them, they could win with less. So they reached dry land and got organized. But when they saw what they saw, they felt glum. For they discovered when they reached the walls of Jericho, the city was locked up tighter than a drum. Hey! Hey, you with the sticks! Hey! I didn't mean now like that. It was just a figure of speech, a simile, an analogy, you know? Well, anyway, a plan was devised as to how the attack would be made. For 6 days they marched around the city walls with those thousands. It was quite a parade. Literal stuff. Where was I now? Oh yes, the 7th day, the day that Jericho would come to an end. The Israelites assembled with their thousands to fight. It was almost too much to comprehend. Imagine, if you will, the 7 priests in the front with their trumpets all ready to blow. Then the Ark of the Covenant and thousands of men just waiting for Josh to say, go! So that no one from the city would escape. The army had to march around 7 times. Josh hoped by now they'd all be in shape.
7 times?
That's right, 7 times.